So today we installed some decals, some vinyl decals with using material we had never used before. They were made by Dale's daughter, and in the process we learned a lot about putting them on motorcycles. So today Turbo Steve wanted to do the decals. He's got some experimental decals, that stickers, whatever you want to call them, that Dale's daughter made. I've never used them before. He's going to give a little demo of how to install them. Everybody knows I'm a paint guy. Everything I like to do is with paint. It's my comfort zone. But of course, decals are just another way to add some lettering or whatever to your bike. In fact, on Steve's bike, some pretty fancy lettering on a fairing. Anyway, we're going to let him do a demo later. I'm back from my ride already. I got up before the chickens because it's supposed to go to 97 degrees today. I was cooked on the last half of the ride. I can't wait to get in and get a shower. Steve is on his way over. Should be a fun day.
This is the kind of day I'm glad I'm back early. It got hot. Holy mackerel, did it get hot. And it's supposed to get even hotter, so. And we're just going to wait for Steve to get here. We already have his decals here in-house. And as I said, I'm a paint guy. Thank you, John Pothier and Thomas Luciano. The reason was I wanted all of this gold to be an exact match. I mixed the paint, and I wanted that to be perfect, and I got pretty close anyway. Anyway, thanks to the guys that have given me help in the past with this, and Thomas Luciano had that computer to do that. Now Dale's daughter, I don't know what machine she has, but it'll be interesting to see. Maybe we can get her to do a demo at some time in the future. So if we want Steve to work efficiently, we got to feed him, and I know he loves bagels, but then so do I. Oh, we all love our Rutherford bagels. I want to, while I'm out, stock up on gas while it's so cheap. Oh, this is the guy making all the money from the gas. He's got the pet bird. He actually has a bird. This is really funny. I got him on video already. A wild bird that comes and eats out of his hand while he's pumping gas. But you gotta love the government. Oh my God. This is actually the guy that he feeds the bird right out of his hand. And here's the real guy in real life. You're more famous than me.
Yes.
Alan Milliard feeding the birds. Look at that guy. Wow. But it is true, that gas station attendant guy, I don't even know his name. He is famous for having that bird. It's funny, you'd be buying gas for a motorcycle, all of a sudden he's feeding the bird out of his hand. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyway, time to go. I hope Steve is going to be here soon. It's getting hot. On a day like today, I'm glad I got home early. It's coming up on 90 degrees. Oh man. Yeah, it'll be 90 degrees by the time Steve gets here. He's going to have a nice ride over. And it's not even, what is it, like 11? It's a little after 11 o'clock. Not even lunchtime and we're cooking. Sounds like Steve just got here, just in time too. It's 90 officially now. Not fun riding in this. That's it, I'm moving to Florida for some warm weather. Man, is it hot enough for you? Not that bad. You must go very fast.
So doing the fairing and the tail.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, you can match it up now. You got something to match it, make a little pattern or something. Because I don't know, I mean, even from a picture, it's hard. You're not going to do side covers, right? You're going to use those side covers? Okay. And the fairing has this word, but you want to reverse it.
The fairing's the toughest.
Yeah, well, do you have extra decals or just one set?
Just one set.
But I can tell you, you haven't been burned yet.
We don't make mistakes.
When I buy decals, I buy 4 and hope that that's enough. It's like pinching a tube. Okay, so let's get down in some air conditioning. Get out of here. Now let's get this straight, guys. This is lunch. This is not breakfast. You already had 2 breakfasts. And you're not getting bagels for lunch either. It is handy having a bike that you can do all the measurements off. And you could take those other measurements back with you if you want. You got a ruler there and everything you left last time. If you didn't have that turbo cover, that would be probably one of the parts that's $1,000, huh? Well, you guys with these exotic bikes. And Vlad too. 53?
Going to 53.
But now you got a spare engine, right? You didn't put it together yet, but you still have a spare engine for this.
I think I'm going to sell that. I don't know.
All the parts are all nice and clean.
And
This
you
is
can-
your bag of
You can buy
decals.
Suzuki parts at Marshall's now.
Okay, Marshalls.
Last season's.
I get all my tires from Marshalls. So what did you have to do? You actually just bought the vinyl at Michael's. This is from Michael's, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they laser cut it, and then you peeled off obviously the part that you're not using. You just peeled it off.
No, there's a trick to this,
Oh, well, that's what we're making a video for.
which I have to learn.
You tricky people. Oh, he's got tricky stuff. But all this stuff came from Marshall's, from Michael's.
Except for this.
And this came from where? Internet?
And Pruzanowski.
Oh, okay. And Ann has the machine to do this. You said it. What do you call it? A Cricut or cutter or whatever?
It's called this. Cricut.
Crick cut. Okay. Do you know how much that machine costs? $1,000? $500? What?
Never ask prices. I just.
Yeah, if she's doing it for free, you
Just
don't
give
say
out
a
a
word.
check.
Just buy her
Oh,
bagels.
that's part of it too.
Just buy. Yeah, this looks like it looked pretty good.
You need it, you buy it.
Right. I agree. I need tires and nobody's got them. So, a couple suggestions. Now, Steve, unlike me, what I do when I need a decal, I order 16 of them because there's always, this is why I don't like decals. But anyway, he will get this done in one shot. He promised. And then we will go have bagels for lunch. So,
Whether it's perfect or not, it's going to one shot.
it's got to be perfect. And you got these reversed on purpose. They normally are the other way around. You made the back one backwards and the front one frontwards.
This goes on the front of the bike. Put your camera in the mirror. Put your camera in the
Oh
mirror.
yeah, look, now he's a turbo. Look at that, how lucky we are.
Stevens Turbo Athletics.
Turbo Athletic. So Steve is reading the directions. The clear stuff, you're basically going to put that clear with the glue side down.
This is supposed to peel this off.
Yes, yeah, it just sets it in place. Let's see how that, yeah, it's coming
See,
off.
I'm not getting all of it.
Oh,
I have to.
Put it over here. This has a texture. You need a fingernail kind of.
Keep burning.
Yeah, you got more fingernails than I do. Yeah. Yeah, without that, to line those up, good luck with that.
Oh yeah, it'd be impossible. It would be a very special person.
Yeah, we'd need a talented person. Now, of course, we don't have one available, so that's the problem. We have to get Jose and Pete involved in this. They're coming off now?
Almost. I got one piece that's
Almost?
not there.
Put it back and just press it down again.
This is sticking to the paper, so I'm going to have to use this.
Okay.
These are the hardest ones with these little strips.
Yeah, with the little strips, yeah.
Little strips in there, yeah.
But if one doesn't line up, it's going to be a bitch to get it in without that. You know what I
Well,
mean? Really, it's
there's
going to
no
look
reason-
awful.
Looks like I got it.
You got it. Okay, good.
But-
So we're going to degrease the area with Sickens M600, of course. Get it clean so we get a nice clean release.
Dry, huh?
To let it dry. Wipe it with a dry towel. Do the fairing while you got the part wet. This way you can do it twice. If there's any fingerprints on there from whatever. Hey, by the way, I did a test fit on my RD. This fits right on the RD.
What does?
This tank. Is this a 5-gallon tank?
Yeah, I think it's a 5-gallon.
Yeah, the GS tank is 5.2. This fits right in the same. Perfect.
A new,
Put a piece of 1/8" tape down.
I'm gonna get a measurement. Yeah.
You know, so you got something. Because if it's crooked, ay. And you're only going to get one shot at doing this.
Yeah, one shot.
It's a one-shot deal.
So it either goes.
So we put a tape center line down so you can get the middle of this is.
5.5.
What letter is the middle?
So 2 3/8. Let me 2 5/8.
And there's what my RD looked like when I first got it. Boy, was it in rough shape. And then when Kenny Roberts took it for a ride, thanks to Steve, he put Kenny Roberts on my bike. Get off of that bike, Kenny. And there's my race bike, 157. What a jewel. Holy mackerel. On his knees worshiping the decal god.
Almost.
Get every one of those little nasty little things in there.
Get the hardest one out of the way.
So this part of it turns out to be a little more labor intensive than I thought. Okay.
Because of the nature of this.
Yeah, because of the way all the little dots,
Yeah,
the little
the
lines.
little
If this were just solid letters,
They would
they'd
be
already
nice.
be on the bike.
Yeah.
That's why you have to have nerves of steel and patience of Job.
That's why Suzuki just puts like a slide decal, which eventually gets messed up from the sun.
Master of Decals has it all. Now it's stuck to the other piece.
To the other piece.
Oh my God.
Let's see if I can get that off without any trouble. If not, I could just take the little piece and put that in separately.
Moment of truth as we get it lined up. You got it right on the center line? Look at that go. Woo!
Just let me check my measurements again. Slap that baby down. Oh my God. Like an inch.
It is a joy watching a master in action. Mark Morgan is probably laughing all the way. Mark used to be the master of disaster of decals.
It's not totally centered, but that's where it's going.
All right, and centered top to bottom?
Huh?
Top to bottom too. It's not high or low, low or high.
It's good.
Now this will be the test, is when you start pulling that up, if it stays on the part, which I think it will, get it down plenty good. Good thing you got fingernails. You know what? Maybe you should put a little heat on that if it's not pulling anything up. Just thinking, put a little heat on that clear plastic.
So far, so
No,
good.
so far so good. But when you get to the big one, maybe it'll be a problem. No, you got it.
This is the hardest one because it's the smallest.
Yeah, it's the smallest. Yeah, I got it. Okay, perfect. Oh, you're just missing that one little piece?
I'm missing a few little pieces just so I could do by.
All right, so it came, he's got the parts, of course. There's two things in the R. So this is the clear paper, and it's got a sticky on one side. So that, of course, that seemed like that worked pretty good, but again, it's these little tiny things just make it a difficult part to put that on.
So I said to Ann, I said, I got to put all these little pieces on one at a time. She goes, no, you get transfer paper. I said, oh, what's that? She goes, it picks it up and puts it down. I said, oh, okay.
I'll be honest, it came out better than I thought it would. I thought you were going to be doing this for half an hour. You'll get them. You know, the only person that's going to know they're a little bit off is Pete. And Pete's a little off, so I guess it's a tie. That's the best way to do it, is on the tip of a razor, too. Ask me how I know that.
How do you know that?
Line it up, baby. From Mark Morgan's experience with all his Honda decals. Man, I don't remember. That bike had about 100 decals on it. Just like good dental work, it just takes time.
And
Get
money.
the last little part on there, baby.
Time and money.
There you go, final product. Get rid of the center line. First one on,
Good enough.
celebrate. That's pretty good. Yeah, rub it in. Perfect. So this is the mirror image one. It goes on the front of the fairing.
You might be
Obert.
able to sell this to a vintage guy.
Yeah.
This is like
That
from the
tape's
60s.
probably older than you. That's from model airplane days. You're just going to get a center line between the headlight edges.
Yeah,
Okay,
approximately.
that sounds right. So on a real turbo bike, this would have been reversed, but Steve wanted it this way.
This is a real turbo.
He wanted it so you could read it when you're falling out of an airplane without a parachute. So luckily we finished up Vlad's Buell project. We're just going to wait for a day that he can come here and take it and get this put back together. All the carbon reinforcements came out good. We reinforced every piece of this. But there's 4 videos out on YouTube of reinforcing this. These parts are paper thin. I guess they win every race because their fairing is the lightest. I don't know. This was quite an ordeal. So this one went on even quicker. Again, with all these decals, the first one takes time and you get nervous and whatever. And Steve is really good at this. I'm just kidding around. Now, he doesn't have to do side covers. And we already have the tank, and it's already got clear on it. So that's one step ahead, and I don't know if we're going to finish this today. But it's so hot out there now, I'm not even sure you want to put the clear on, because what happens in a super hot above 90, the paint dries in 2 minutes and it doesn't develop a good bond. That's the problem. So we're going to have to think this through. You took the measurements off of the bike, or you did it by eye? And okay, it's always a good idea to lay it out, just get some reference point and tape. That's for sure. That's a whole lot easier than doing those letters with the little numbers or whatever you want to call it. So that paper's actually working pretty good. The whole thing is working pretty good.
Yeah, I guess.
What he did, he took pictures on his phone, accurate pictures, to try to get mirror image off the phone picture. And of course, having a bike outside, you could just take the part outside. Except it's probably 100 degrees out there now. Was it hot when you went out there?
It wasn't much different than it was before.
It was 90 when I went to get the bagel, so.
Totally following the contour.
Okay.
So I just got to modify it a little bit.
Oh, I see what you want.
Yeah,
you want to trim it.
See how it should come right about there.
Yeah, okay. So, are you going to razor cut it?
Yeah.
You want a brand new razor?
I took a brand new one.
Okay.
You're not going to charge me.
Yeah, no, same price.
Then I got
A bagel and a razor are the same as a bagel without a razor.
Then I got to move that.
Oh my God. Am I glad you're doing this? This kind of stuff is nauseating. Look, he's got 2 clear glasses,
Takes a little bit.
microscope. Yep, here we go to the surgery for my finger. So what's really, really useful is Steve has all the ability to get in here and measure everything, and measure all these little points and corners and edges and angles. And having a bike here, just that you can do that, super, super handy.
So up to this point, one of the things we learned, the vinyl is bendable. The vinyl is, you can pull it off and put it back. And having, what a big advantage it is to have another turbo bike with all the things in the right position to use for patterns. And Steve was pretty busy trying to keep it accurate. He wants to keep the bike looking not too far from being stock. And I think he's getting at the same look, and having the things bend up around the headlight. It was more involved than I thought it would be. But the vinyl seems to work good, and it looked like the cuts were pretty accurate, easy to work with. It looked like it all was coming together pretty well.
And for getting he's about halfway through with the decals. We better feed him. I think he's slowing down.
So after a couple of bagels, a nice lunch, time to get back to work.
Okay, but even if you get one side done, then you can use one side to measure the other side off. I didn't realize this many decals on a bike.
We go by eye because you're not going to see.
I'm impressed how meticulous you are. That's actually looks exactly like the real bike.
If I can't do it, I don't.
Oh no, keep at it. I'm sure you're impressing a lot of people that had less luck. Mark Morgan's probably home having a cup of coffee, thinking, he'll wrinkle it, he'll get a bubble in it. Mark, we miss you, baby.
I'm getting it, but
The ones Mark had, once you laid them down, you couldn't pick them up. They ripped. These, I think the vinyl, this is a good quality vinyl, that you've put it on and off 3 or 4 times. Yeah, that's really good. I think that's fantastic. Wow. And the color match is perfect. I mean, what did you do? Take a side cover down to the vinyl place? How did you get the color to match real good like that? Or you were just lucky?
How I did it.
No, I'm saying
that
that's paint, right? No, that's vinyl too.
That's navy. Oh, this is mine.
Yeah, that's
Who else has it? Who has it?
And the only reason it's here, it doesn't fit on my RD. That tank does fit though. Maybe that tank's going somewhere.
I had these color swatches called Pantone.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is
It's
the closest
like
I
navy
could
blue,
see
yeah.
navy blue. So they had navy blue.
Okay.
So,
But that really worked out in your favor though. Perfect. Now when you did the lettering, I saw you could take the lettering on and off more than once anyway, and without a problem. But I didn't know you were going to get those stripes on and off so nice and easy. That worked out great
the
though.
big red ones, though, that was tough because it.
Yeah, but you got it at the end. Who cares how tough it is,
It's
as long as you
actually-
get it at the end.
The guy who made the patterns, actually, this is a little too long, so I had to cut it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm happy.
And how did you make the files for this? You just
I didn't. Somebody made them.
You got them off the internet or something?
He uploaded them, and I downloaded them.
Oh, okay. So you didn't have to come up with the patterns?
No.
Now, the first sticker decal video that we made, Steve put on, I want to show this, it's all stuck together here. He made a little, I guess a pattern here of which side, both sides with the dimensions. And then that transposed into, laid it out in tape when we put it on the tank there. So that worked out good.
There's one little issue we haven't dealt with yet, and that is these vinyl designs. I think if you didn't put clear on them, eventually it'd be a problem and they wouldn't stick enough. Where the real Suzuki decals, they stick and there's almost no way to get them off.
No, but as I'm watching you, I'm realizing that vinyl is very, very forgiving. That is more forgiving than any of those things Mark Morgan had. Very forgiving. You know why? The glue that's holding that is not a one-time, one-release glue.
It better not be.
No, you'd never get these on if that was a one-release shot. I mean, you better have a box of them when you start the job. But because you can put it on and off, and that's a good thing to know ahead of time when you're going to do this. That is definitely. I guess we should give the vinyl company some credit for that. They made it that it's easier to do than it normally would be.
I'm sure there's an easier way than I'm doing it, but I'm learning.
Well, think of it. You're sharing it with 10,500 people. Yeah, you're stretching it is what's happening. Yeah.
So I just cut that. That's good.
Now, yeah. Well, what are you going to do about it?
No, you cut it. That's all.
Yeah, just trim it. You trimmed it like you trimmed this one up here.
Yeah, I trimmed it.
Okay, that makes sense.
And there's the side. Looking pretty good.
It looks great. What are you talking about?
And here's the front.
You're going to win every show you enter.
I don't have to show us.
And that tank is going to look so good on my RD.
Need somebody telling me that bolt doesn't match.
Oh, geez.
Here's the other side.
Oh, that tank is going to be so sweet on my RD. And I did Vlad a favor. I buffed out some more of the scratches on his parts, those Buell parts, while we were waiting for Steve to finish these decals. God, what an ordeal.
That one's quicker.
You are really high maintenance. So it looks like you got quite a job done today. And Vlad got some extra buffing for free. What do you got left? Just the tail section? The red stripe on the tail?
Well, I'm going to redo.
And you want to put a new turbo on the back?
Since I could take that off and just redo that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know what. I'll live with it. See if I like it.
Oh my God, the guy's easy to please.
And then I'll put.
Not one of my discerning customers that every little scratch is a problem. Jeez.
Anything else?
Well, you got the bike here, so you can go measure it. Or
Oh, I got a picture.
It's only 100 degrees out there now,
You only know if you put the two bikes up against each other.
Well, don't do that.
Don't do that.
You know, it's funny, when they're all on, it always looks so easy when it's done. When you got to live and go through this over and over again. Oh, man. See, that's what I like about this vinyl, that you can put it on over and over again.
Well.
That, because those real motorcycle stickers, you can't do that to. They come apart. Especially if there's lettering and, oh, man, forget it.
I think I'm going to jump too soon. So what I'm going to do is put this back here.
Yeah, once you have a center line, it'll be a lot easier. Oh, you got a flexible ruler, okay.
And this is,
without a center line, that's going to be really tough to get on nice and neat.
This thing flexes just so you can pick the size you want.
I always measure my waist with that, and I'm bigger than I think I am. I don't like those rulers. That's difficult to get that to go around the curve the way you want.
My measurements were.
You know why? Because there's probably, you're going to have to bend it and put a little, you know what I'm saying? It's not a flat, what you're going is not a flat. It's got angles to it and stuff.
That's what I'm trying to.
Yeah, I know, I see that. I see how you're doing that. And this is where having a motorcycle available that's got that trim on, and you think that's a flat line going around there, but it's got bends in it all the way. Yeah. Well, it looks like he's having really good luck with this material. I'm surprised. I did not think this material was going to be that easy to take on and put off, but it is. And it's from Michaels, so it's, I assume it's relatively inexpensive. And then you just need that machine to do the laser cutting.
So in the course of this day, we got almost all the stickers on. Steve did a pretty good job. He's a pretty meticulous guy, and he's available for anybody who wants to put stickers on their bike. He'll even drive to your house and put them on, as long as you buy the bagels. Anyway, we did have a nice day today. It's always fun working on motorcycles together like that. It's kind of like what it was when we had the A-Team, only you have to buy less bagels.
Time to feed the fish once again. It's always time to feed the fish. No, I'm just looking at, I think you got it pretty accurate.
I want to pay for an extra coat of clear.
You paid for the clear, so I got plenty. We put it on the other tank, and what you really should do is take some 1000 grit to the other tank and put more clear on that. And I know just the guy to do it. He looks just like you. He's an evil twin.
Poor guy.
He has a turbo right hand to do sanding. Turbo sanding. Oh, good luck riding home. I'm glad I rode this morning. What a miserable day this turned out to be heat-wise. I hate the heat. As I'm getting older, I hate it more and more. You don't need to choke.
Fuel injection, baby.
You don't need to choke. Quite a nice day. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm sure, Steve, we got one more day of decaling and clear, and that project should be done. This was a good day.
So after the day was done and we looked at everything and tried to evaluate, we probably have one more day of working with the decals. There's still something to put on there. And try to think about what I've learned, and in the process, this vinyl is probably something, once it's cleared over, see, that's what I think. Once it's cleared over, it's not going to have any tendency to pull up. And I think realistically, Steve should take this tank, 1000 grit it, and make it like a show bike and not fool around. These are collector bikes. You're not going to buy that tank anywhere, especially if I have it on my RD and paint it yellow. That's going to make that tank disappear like a magic trick. By the way, a GS tank fits on an RD pretty well too. A couple little things you got to move around, but it's a doable thing. We've done it before. And what can I say? That's one choice among our two-stroke friends that want a bigger gas tank. Anyway, we did have a day that was reminiscent of the 18 days when we all got together at the late Bobby Navola's or at somebody's house and worked on bikes. We went to Glenn's many times, helped him redo his garage. Oh, just Luciano pull sheds down. The A-Team was a wonderful thing, and I have a lot of wonderful memories. So if you enjoyed the video, I hope you share it with your friends. And of course, I hope, most of all, that we'll see you tomorrow. And thanks again for watching.